When you turn 80, whether you are checking into an assisted living facility or boarding a cruise ship has everything to do with decisions you make much earlier. So let me explain that. So I use this graph to explain health over time, and because of the thousands of patients that we've seen at our office, we really get to see patterns of patients in their lives, okay? So when we look at this, this is 100% health, this is 0% or death, and this is birth, and then this is the future. So most people, whenever they're younger, have a good amount of health, but because of the normal everyday stresses, physical, emotional, chemical stressors, people over time start to lose health and they start to lose the functioning of their bodies. And what can be deceiving is, in the beginning, they don't have a lot of symptoms like pain or tiredness, numbness, tingling, those kind of things. But what happens is over time, as they're losing health, eventually it gets to a point where they lose enough health to where they start to have symptoms. And so what I like to tell the patients is that a lot of people look at the symptom as the problem, like their low back pain is the problem, the headaches are the problem. But I'd rather we look at the symptoms as the warning signs that there is a problem. So for instance, if there was a fire in your house and now the alarm is going off, is the alarm the problem? No, right? The alarm is the symptom of the problem. So this losing your health, that's the fire. Eventually it gets to the point to where you start to have the symptoms, that is the smoke alarm, right? So whenever the symptoms start to come about, most people do where they just ignore it as long as they can. And the idea there is they think that maybe it'll just go away on its own. But is ignoring the warning sign a good long-term strategy to improve your health, or what actually happens? You just keep losing health, right? It goes down. The other thing people do if they have symptoms, particularly if the symptom is pain, is they just take drugs. But let me ask you this. Is a drug, if you take, let's say you have pain and then you take a drug, and then let's say the pain goes away. What happened on the inside of your body? Did the drug restore your health, or did it mask the symptom? In most cases, it just masks the symptom. So that's why one drug usually leads to another drug, maybe a stronger drug. Maybe eventually it even leads to a surgery. So what happens is, if the drugs you're taking aren't fixing the problem, but just masking the symptoms or covering up the side effects of another drug, then drugs aren't going to lead to an improved health in your future. It just keeps going down in that same route, okay? But what would make the most sense to do? The most sense is to identify not the actual symptom, but what is causing the symptom. Now you correct the cause of this symptom, and what happens? Your health starts to improve. So what we notice over time is, at our office, we notice a lot of people who are in this area here. They've lost health, they've lost the functioning of their bodies, and they're starting to develop symptoms. And so the key is the decisions that the patients are making right now, and when we look at the big scheme of things from birth all the way to towards the end of their lives, the decisions that our patients typically make are ones to actually fix the problems so that they have a much more bright future, as opposed to losing their health, losing functioning. And you know, the key is this. Like, let's say that most people have goals in their lives. There are things they would like to accomplish. They have values like spending time with their family, saving for retirement, walking on the beach with the grandkids. They have this vision of how they want their life to go. And if the person is in this area here, does it make sense that if they were to invest a little bit of time, effort, and money to actually fix the problem, that all those things they value, all the goals they have, are much more likely to take place in their future, as opposed to putting it off, taking drugs, ignoring the problem, and losing health, and then having a future that has more pain, more drugs, more disability, right? So I'm Dr. Jeffrey Schels. If you are having symptoms and you are in this area here and you'd like to find out if there's at least the potential for a non-drug, non-surgical approach to your health, I would encourage you to give us a call at 254-778-2225, and we'd be happy to try to identify the cause and hopefully help you as well. Thank you.